Hello and welcome. Welcome to Lotus Grove. We're an online community joining together once a month to talk about seasonal wellness, herbal support. We can talk about energy medicine and all kinds of different modalities that we might be interested in. So we are meeting once a month, and you can find the Zoom link. It's going to be on the same Zoom link for every time that we get together. We'll be announcing the dates as they come up, and we might be able to put some on our website. So when you visit the website, lotusholistictherapy.com, just scroll down towards the ends of the page and you'll see where it says Lotus Grove, and you just click that button to learn more. It'll take you to a page that will have a link for the Zoom meeting, so that all the Zoom calls will be live, and then there will also be a link for the replays. So if you're not able to make it, or if you want to listen back to some of the conversation that we had from a meeting that you were able to join in on, that will be available to you. So each time I'd like to take you through a breath work and a meditation. We're going to do a meditation that we're going to deepen each time we get together. So grab whatever beverage you'd like. Today for preparation, I've made a oat milk latte with rose and cardamom, a little bit of coconut milk, and then also a little bit of maple syrup. So we are going to be talking about rose and cacao for today. But first, we're going to go ahead and just get seated, get in a comfortable position. If you can just kind of close your eyes, but stay seated if possible. We're going to start to connect with our breath. So the breath work that we're going to be doing is a heart math attitude breath. And you can find heart math. It's I think it's heartmath.org. You can find that, and you can also Google attitude breath. And it's a breath work that helps us to shift energy through the heart space. And so go ahead and just close your eyes and start connecting with your breath. And I want you to think about something that you would like to shift. What would you like to maybe release? What would you like to change? Usually we want to bring up or recognize a feeling or an attitude that we want to shift, that we don't want to continue to have, right? So something that you would like to change. Just kind of bring this into your mind. And then see if you can identify a feeling or an attitude that you would like to shift it to. So, for example, if you have sorrow, you might want to shift it to joy. If you have, pain, you can try to shift it to comfort, things like that. So go ahead and connect with your breath and just start to think of like a feeling or an attitude that you would like to change. And then what is it that you would like to replace it with? Or what is it that you would like to shift it to? And then begin focusing your attention on the area of your heart. You can place a hand over your heart if you'd like. Just connect with your heart space. And you're going to imagine that your breath is flowing in and out through this space. We're going to begin to deepen the breath. So as you breathe in, you can breathe in for the count of 5. And then as you breathe out, you can breathe out for the count of 5. Continue imagining this breath moving in and out through the space of the heart. And we're going to continue this breath for a few moments. What I'd like you to focus on now, as you have this rhythm of breath moving in the breath and out the breath through the heart space, is begin to think about, to bring in the changed attitude. So the attitude that you want to shift into, start thinking or touching or feeling, accessing some of that energy. What does it feel like? Can you bring that up? Can you rise that up into the heart space? And just continue to bring that in. And it may take a couple of moments. You can always go back to this at any time. Some attitudes and feelings take a while for that to shift. So the idea is to really be able to embody what it is that you want to bring in, the feeling, the attitude that you want to bring in, that you want to replace, right? This other feeling that you don't want to have anymore. Sometimes it'll take a while. You want to have this breath work over maybe the matter of like 3, 5, 10 minutes until you really can feel what it is that you want to bring in. So if you were trying to shift from sorrow into joy, you want to really harness and feel the joy. Get to a state and a place through that breath, breathing in and out through the heart space until you can feel that joy. If it was pain that you were trying to release and you're just kind of wanting to bring in calm and comfort, see if you can breathe through that heart space and bring in and cultivate and call in that comfort and that peace until you feel that. So we're going to take a few more moments here while you're continuing to breathe in and out through the heart space, calling in what it is that you would like to shift into, what attitude and feeling you would like to shift into. And then take a deep breath in. We're going to keep our eyes closed as we take a deep breath out, and we're going to move right into our meditation. So this is a rise above meditation. It's rise above a lotus meditation, and we're going to move through the elements. So as you continue with your breath, we're going to start with the element of earth. So imagine that you are a seed that is planted in the muddy earth at the bottom of a pond. Begin taking root and feel the warmth and comfort, the fertile ground that is around you. We're going to move into the element of fire, a spark. You begin to feel the warmth of determination and change within you. As the fire builds, your stalk shoots up and out of the mud and into the element of water. This water is cooling, it is cleansing, floating upwards into the liminal space of water. You can set an intention here, if you like, as you float in this liminal space. And then turn your palms upwards as they rest in your lap as we move into the element of air. Your hands or your lily pads are the first to pop up and unfurl on the top of the water, breathing air and soaking in sunlight, feeding you these essential nutrients of breath, life, and light. into the element of spirit. You rise to the top of the water and you push your way through, still wrapped tightly in a bud. When you are ready, you, the lotus flower, you fully bloom in all of your radiance, your face turned up towards the sun and your roots firmly planted, gracefully floating on the top of the pond. Your intention is fully realized. I'm going to take a few moments here. Staying in the element of spirit. And then take a full breath in as you exhale. We're going to land back into our heart space, bringing your awareness to the heart, and just feel that breath moving in and out through the heart space once again. Breath in through the heart and breath out through the heart. And then just slowly open your eyes. We're going to talk about a couple of the herbal supports that we're going to bring in for the month of February. So the first one that I have is rose. And rose is one that's really good, for February, not just because it's traditional. We have Valentine's Day and we have a lot of self-care and we focus on relationships and love and passion and all those things. It is part of that as well, but it's also because rose really is a heart opener. And so in that theme of love, it's about supporting the heart space in the month of February. So right now we have a couple of specials that we are running for February, rose quartz facial that we have. We also have a couple of the more beauty and goddess products that we carry through the studio that we have at discount, and rose is one of them. And so rose is known as the heart opener. So some of the medicinal properties that we have for rose is that it's astringent, right? So when you're using it in skincare, it can be really tightening and toning. It's an antioxidant, which means that it neutralizes free radicals and prevents or reduces damage from any type of oxidation. We have anti-inflammatory properties, which helps it's cooling and it cools down inflamed skin. It's a vulnerary, so it helps to repair and promotes tissue repair. And it has an affinity for the heart and for the nervous system. We can also use it for emotional and mental properties as well, which, your love and your beauty, for boundaries. So when you think of a rose, sometimes we only think of like the flowering part of it. But really, when you look at the stem, it has all of those thorns. So it has a really good protective or boundary property that comes with it. When you want to think about rose as a protector or boundaries, you can even bring in those elements of it. It's not just all about, the beauty and abundance from that. And then you also have, it can be very healing to the mind and to the heart space. It's heart opening. So it's a heart tonic. In traditional Chinese medicine, they use it as a heart tonic, which means that it helps to tonify the muscle of the heart. It supports the reproductive system, and it does enhance sensuality, and it opens up our pleasure center, right? So pleasure, as far as allowing ourselves to really just drop into pleasure, to enjoy pleasure, find things that are pleasurable to us, and then being able to enjoy that time, without any guilt. Unless you have that guilty pleasure that you want to bring in, and then, knowing that you can bring that in without any type of guilt. So we have rose. Here's a little bit of rose that I have. These are rose flowers, so like just little rose buds. You can use this directly. And when we have our Buddha tea, it has that rose flower in it. And the Buddha tea is really supportive of the heart space. So lung and heart. So everything that's within the upper thoracic, your lungs, your heart, cardiovascular, things like that. So the Buddha tea that we also have a rose face mask from Anima Mundi. And this is a really nice face mask. Let's blend it with a little bit of water, and it helps to take down the inflammation, the redness in the skin. There's a clay in there too, so it really helps with that astringent property and anti-inflammatory property. We have a couple of other items that we do have. A dirty rose chai, which is a collagen booster. And what's really nice is that within our collagen boosters through Anima Mundi, they help our bodies to create and to make that collagen instead of just supplementing it. It supports the body in making its own collagen, which we can use for skin health and joint health. We do have the rose powder, so you can put that in any type of smoothie, or you can make a tea, or again, I made a latte, and you can use the rose powder for that. And we do have a couple of other things like the rose geranium lotion bars, which are really soothing to skin to rehydrate and to soften dry skin, especially at this time of the year when it's been really, really cold and the cold air is really drying out the moisture in our skin. So I'd like to move into the cacao. So we do have cacao. Some people are familiar with the cacao that we have. This one is through Anima Mundi. Sorry, it's backwards, but this is their heirloom cacao. Sometimes I do like a cacao ceremony, and those are that's cacao that I do purchase for ceremonial. It's a little bit of a different type of cacao. This cacao is something you can drink every day. You can put it in a tea, you can put it in a coffee, you can put it in a smoothie, you can anything that you'd like to use, what you would use for chocolate. But cacao in itself has a lot of good medicinal properties as well, and that again is antioxidant. It's antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Another big heart opener because it works with activating the circulatory system, so it moves the blood through the body. It's rich in minerals such as magnesium, improving the blood flow. It will also elevate mood. You just tend to be happy, right? It energizes and creates a mood shift of happiness. And then it has flavonoids that can improve cognitive function, memory, and critical thinking. So some of the spiritual properties, the emotional or mental properties that come with cacao is that it's really heart opening. It connects to intuition and to your third eye. It can be an aphrodisiac and helps with your creative centers. It's for clarity and meditation. So it can increase those bliss chemicals that we have, which is serotonin, tryptophan, tyrosine, and phenylethylamine. I'm sorry, and I can usually sometimes pronounce it. It's just not coming to me right now. So phenylethylamine. So again, we have the cacao in just a pure powder format, and we do have it in our Buddha tea as well. So these are two supports, right, that you can use in the month of February. You can even use rose in like a bath. You make a rose water. You can make a rose like in a butter, right? So if you have like a cocoa butter or anything like that, you can melt that down and put the rose powder in there and use that. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use both of these, rose or cacao. So I'd like to just invite everybody in next time. We will be meeting again in March. And I really like to be able to have some conversation around these topics. We do offer so many things at Lotus, from energy healing and massage therapy to sound healing to some of our herbal supportive, products that we carry, some of the beauty products through Shankara, which are Ayurvedic. And we're bringing in some more traditional Chinese medicine through acupressure. We do have reflexology. We do have Reiki with us. We have yoga classes. We do workshops. So there's so many things that I'd like to be able to start to have conversation around, because there are so many people that I don't get to be in front of, and I'm either, doing a workshop or I'm in a service, and I'd like to be able to show people like what we do have, and then also create conversation around them, right? So answer questions and just kind of have an open forum and a place where we can just kind of really talk about it, chat about it. I'd like to have this a little more, a little informal. I'd like to be able to always have the breath work and the meditation as the starting part of this gathering as part of our practice together, to come together and to just community, right? And answer questions and just kind of be in the presence of each other and learn from each other. So hopefully we can make it next time. And I'm going to go ahead and put this replay up for anybody that had to miss it for tonight. It's always going to be on a Monday, and it always will be at the time slot of 6:30. And it's a free online Zoom. Just come in, chat, even if you can't participate. If you're driving or doing something or making dinner, you have kids in the background, you can just throw it on and, listen in the background. You don't always have to be on camera. So we look forward to connecting with you, meeting with you for this month. Again, think of rose and cacao and enjoy through this month of February. Till next time.